Hello folks, this is Heston Spy. The Spy will come to you live for Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic, the Sith Lords. And now, after from the last episode, we checked out things with the Check Tar and found out things not exactly as what we expected. There were indeed aliens there, but not the aliens that like customers of swords, but aliens of mercenaries and thugs and swords, which confirms the fact that the Check Tar could be part of the exchange of the base of operations. There were 5 chambers of the Check Tar. We checked our 4 of them and was able to get the Lunar Shadow Captain out of the place, I think. But the one place that we couldn't be able to get to is locked up tight. So we're definitely on to something and getting closer to find out where the exchange is hiding at. And the Check Tar could be the place to start, but we're going to still need to make some noise to get the exchange's attention, which is why our next place of where we go next is going to be the Refugee sector. So right now is where we're going to be heading now. It's going to be in straight ahead. I want to talk about the establishing trade routes. Oh, let's see what you have. Alright, here it is. Now we're going to need to switch things up. Let's do this. Now, according to what Atton has said and some of the locals had spoke about, the refugee sector is a home to the homeless and to the people of families from the ones that is running from the Mandalorian Wars and the Jedi Civil War. So, the place is also being controlled by the exchange of higher-ups. So once we get into the refugee sector, we need to be discreet and to make sure that we don't cause more troubles to these people. They are fragile and they are trying to be able to get by from the problems they're trying to run away from. So let's move in. As I thought, the exchange are guarding this place. And just who the heck are you two think you are? Why can't Lutra pay the toll? Yeah, I've heard about the overseer, the name of the man. Why would you want to kill him? So you're just following orders and doesn't exactly question them? Very well. Where can I find your boss? I would like to speak to the overseer. Right. Let's keep things on the download. Don't want to cause some noise around here. And here we are, the center of the places where the refugees' families are gathered. Alright. Damn. Alright.
Keep back, I am ill. Contagious, the others say.
Let me try to help you out. I know how to treat your wounds.
But I might infect you.
I'll accept the risk.
I won't turn away your help. Thank you.
This will take a second.
I'm feeling a little better. Thank you.
You're welcome. Now go to your family and buy something to eat.
That was noble of you to help that sickly man. You put your own life at risk to save others.
It is the way of the Jedi to be able to help others, other than keeping the peace of the galaxy.
I admire your bravery.
A crystal?
Yatuka, Wanrika, Chotin, Wani, Maurata, Wakata, Chilumanima. Puta Yanolia, Jukta Genicho,
what?
Wonkin, Ajung, Winodonma, no Liurita.
Sintatita, Kron, Docipato non è noto?
Cavadumba, Mo Wendido, Chokeremi, Norta Kunyun, Wishchawaka, Chuba, Sura, Dachi, Morutuko Ganza.
You know, if you're going to try to play hide and seek, you need to work at it. We just help a sickly man. We haven't done much yet. Who? Atton? He came from the Civil War. Is that so? I didn't want to exactly press the matter with on the subject on Anne because I didn't want to care about his past because we all have a past that we like to forget. But if what the Twi'lek said is true, especially what one of the handmaiden sisters said back in Adrius' academy hovel, then it's time that I confront this matter. So right now, I'm going to do a save.
Something up?
I have some questions about you. It's time that you be upfront with me.
Alright, what did you want to know?
I met someone, one of the Twi'leks on Nar Shaddaa, who says he knows you.
Yeah, that's a surprise. Did he say I owed him credits too?
He says that you are not a soldier, that you are a murderer, that you're not Anne at all, that you showed up at Nar Shaddaa during the Jedi Civil War. What are you not telling me, Anne? This is not exactly the first accusation I heard about back. It's actually something I heard about along those lines back in Adrius' hovel. So what are you not telling me?
I'm as Atton will ever be. And whoever your trusted informant is, he's right. I did show up on Nar Shaddaa during the Jedi Civil War, along with a lot of other refugees.
Is there anything you wanted to tell me?
No, because you're asking about it. If I wanted to tell you anything, I would have come and told you. Anything else?
Calm down, Anne. I just only want to know. I'm not accusing you. No harm meant.
Is this an interrogation? If so, you're terrible at it, especially for an ex-Jedi, or whatever you are. Why don't you just
Wherever
crawl in
I
my
am.
head and try to dig out whatever you're looking for rather than asking about it?
I was tempted about that fact when I was in my training session with Cray back at the Ebon Hog, but I didn't do it. If you have a problem with me and it's time for you to settle this now,
You know what? I helped you get off Gragas. If I hadn't been there, you wouldn't have even gotten off the administration level. I'm trying to help you. I don't know why I'm bothering.
actually, that's not exactly true. If I had truly been trapped in the administration level back on Gragas, the Sith still would have arrived through the airlock and would have made an attempt on a successful mission on capturing me.
Yeah, well, I still helped you. Sort of. Maybe you shouldn't look a free Ronto in the mouth before you buy it.
You should if the HUD were to give it to you. I just wanted to know who you were before you arrived on Nar Shaddaa.
You know what? Not once have I asked you about the Mandalorian Wars. Not once. I heard about Duxon. Everyone has. I heard about Serico, and I sure as hell know about Malachor 5. What makes you think you've got the
Really?
right to interrogate me on anything? You've got plenty of lives to answer for. All you Jedi do.
This sounds personal if you did. Listen, Anne Rand, you're right. Not once you have asked me about what I did in the Mandalorian Wars. What I did on Duxon and all those other planets, including Malachor 5. I did a lot of things that I wasn't proud of. And I'm sorry for the lives that were lost on both sides. If you have someone that you care about because of what I did, then I'm sorry for it. And I know apologies of words won't make up for it.
How did you even live with yourself after Malachor? Is that why you went back to the Jedi Council? Hoping they'd kill you?
Look, it wasn't like that at all.
Wasn't it? Maybe you thought they'd forgive you. Sure, you might have thought they'd execute you, but Jedi don't kill, do they? At least not their prisoners. Maybe you were counting on it when you went back in chains. So you got off easy. You were exiled, brushed under the cargo ramp, another dirty little Jedi secret. I'll tell you, all those Jedi at Malachor, they deserved it. Every last one of them.
You were not there at Malachor 5. None of those Jedi deserve it. It was hell on Earth. How could you even say that?
Because Jedi lie, and they manipulate, and every act of charity or kindness they do, you can drag it out squirming into the light and see it for what it is. The galaxy doesn't need Jedi arrogance or Jedi hypocrisy anymore.
Jedi are the guardians of the peace. They are not as what you describe. Just what exactly do you mean by that, and get to the point. Stop brushing around the bush already.
At least the Sith are honest about what they're killing for. The Jedi are pacifists, except in times of war. They're teachers, except when it comes to telling their students the truth. And when they save you, it's only so you can suffer more.
You're not. No. You're not. God damn it, Anne. You're wrong. That is not the way of the Jedi, and you know it.
Whatever, just leave me alone. I don't know why I'm wasting my time with you anyway.
Look, it's time that we confront about something about you. And you may be onto something about the Jedi being hypocrites, but they're not all wrong about why they fight. They may not have been honest of why they did what they did, but they did these things because of a reason. Reasons that no person in the galaxy can understand unless they wanted to know the truth. And some people did, especially now. We need to know about your past. You need to confront about what's been alienating you since Aegis Academy, especially now we're traveling together. So outfit.
Well, don't get too attached to me. I don't like it.
Are you alright?
That depends on your perspective. I have this habit. I'm a deserter. It's what I do.
So, one of the handmaid sisters were right. You do know something about combat. Korea might be right about something as well. You have served in the war, didn't you?
Served in both of them. Against the Mandalorians, before and after Revan, and again, when Revan declared war on the Jedi.
I didn't... Oh my god. You were a Sith?
That's just a name. It's what we did that was important. But it was more than that. You were there. You knew how easy it was to hate the Jedi who sat back in the Republic, evaluating the threat, and watched us die against the Mandalorians.
Why did you desert?
Because you can't believe in the Republic anymore after the Mandalorian Wars. After Revan, nothing was the same. Right after that final battle at Malachor, I was right there with the rest of the defectors, because it was the right thing to do.
But you took an oath? But you took an oath? What you did was betrayal?
No, it wasn't. We needed the Jedi during the Mandalorian Wars, more than anything. The Mandalorians were slaughtering us by the millions. The millions. You were at Serico, when they turned the Stayrib cities into glass craters. At Duro, when Basilisk Wardroids rained like meteors onto the orbiting cities. And when the Mandalorians set fire to the Zoxan plains on Ares III. The fires that still burn. Without the Jedi who turned on the Council, without you, the Republic would have lost the war. And we would all be Mandalorian slaves or corpses.
Instead, all of you have become Sith for it?
If that's what you want to call knowing when to fight and when to kill, then yes. But you can't really break down people into Sith and Jedi and expect everything to make sense. We were loyal to Revan. That was enough. He saved us.
So that's the answer of why you were made into a killer? You followed Revan into war, like I had?
After Malachor, after the Mandalorian Wars, that's when the Sith teachings started spreading through the ranks. We knew where our loyalties lay. To the Jedi who came to help us. Not the ones who sat back on Dantooine and Coruscant, watching us die. So when those same Jedi who watched us die decided to start fighting us during the Jedi Civil War, we fought back. I fought back.
How? How can you fight a Jedi if you're not even a Jedi yourself? Were you using a sword?
I started killing Jedi. A lot of them. People say
God.
killing Jedi is hard. It's not. You just have to be smart about it. No blasters, no getting close to them, no attacking them directly when you can gun down their allies instead. There's ways of gassing them, drugging them, making them lose control, torturing them. I was really good at it. What's worse is that killing them wasn't the best thing. Making them fall. Making them see our side of it. That was the best.
You make it sound so easy.
I taught myself techniques. It's hard for Jedi to sense what you're really thinking if you throw up walls of strong emotions and feelings. Lust, impatience, cowardice. Most Jedi awareness doesn't cruise beyond the surface feelings to see what's deeper. And I was good at that, throwing up walls. And my superiors knew it. Sometimes the Jedi on our side wouldn't even realize I was there.
Is that why you act the way you do ever since Paragus? Or the fact that you were able to have mental barriers?
Part of it. Maybe it was always me. It's hard to tell sometimes. I haven't known who I am for years. I wasn't the only one. I know you left at the Mandalorian Wars, so you don't know much about what went on behind the scenes in the Jedi Civil War. But
You're
Revan
right.
understood one thing. The real battle was going to be fought between the Jedi on both sides. That was the only battle that mattered.
So this all came down to the Jedi and to the Force?
Whoever had the most, the strongest Jedi were going to win the Civil War. If Revan couldn't convert Jedi, Revan would kill them. So Revan trained elite Sith units into assassination squads.
And you're a
whose
part of
duty was
it?
to go
Right.
out and capture enemy Jedi. I was in one of the special units trained to do this.
Only capture Jedi, not kill them?
Yeah, Revan had plans for all Jedi. I think it was important that the Jedi see his side of things, the Sith teachings. Revan wanted to break them, and then have them join him.
But you're here now? So how is it that you were able to manage to break away? And why?
One day, I decided not to do it anymore, so I left. Ended up on Nar Shaddaa, became someone else.
And something else? But why you're telling me all this? You're telling a Jedi that you killed Jedi? And you know how to kill Jedi, and you make it sound like you enjoyed the bloodlust of killing Jedi?
Because you've killed Jedi too. Different circumstances, but you have a bigger body count than I ever did. And I've been with you only a short time. Enough to know that as soon as someone signs on with you, they haven't got long to live. You got history, and anyone who travels with you doesn't. And maybe I want somebody to know who I was in case a story needs to be set straight. Maybe you understand.
Yeah, you're right. Maybe I would understand if I would been on your shoes. And I may actually do understand why you done all those things. Why you feel like you have done those things. But you still haven't answered my question. How did you break away and why did you leave the Sith?
Well, there was a woman, a Jedi. She gave her life for mine.
Who?
I never knew her name. She sought me out. She said she had come to save me. She was lying, of course. Or I think she was. It doesn't matter. She told enough truth to get my attention.
Like what?
She said that Revan was doing something terrible to Jedi within the unknown regions. That when we captured Jedi, they were sent to a place designed to break them. And that anyone in his service who showed any ability with the Force was sent there too, to turn them, to break them into dark Jedi, or assassins trained to kill Jedi. She said that's what would happen to me, that I had the Force inside me. That's why I was so good at killing Jedi, and that when the Sith learned of it, there would be no escape, no turning back. I would become an instrument of the dark side, forever. I had heard talk in the ranks, troops vanishing. I knew what she meant, but I didn't believe her, or want to believe her.
So what did you do if you didn't even believe a word that she has to say?
I did what I did with all Jedi.
You
I
what?
hurt her. I hurt her a lot. And then, right when I thought she couldn't take any more, she showed me the Force, in my head. And I felt everything she felt. And I heard just an echo of what the Force was. And how what I was doing, I think I loved her. But it wasn't that kind of love. It was the kind of love where you're willing to give up everything for someone you don't even know.
Perhaps she felt a greater good would serve with your salvation.
Maybe. It doesn't matter. I killed her for crawling in my head, for showing me that. But before she opened her mind to mine, my only thought was that I would love to kill her. And at the end, I killed her because I loved her.
My God, Anne. So this is what Kreia saw back in the cell? She saw what you did to that woman? So what exactly happened to her?
In the end, she sacrificed herself to keep my secret, to prevent the Sith from knowing about that touch of the Force inside me. She wasted her life to save me. Me. And I felt her die when she opened her mind. I've killed Jedi, like I said, but I was never there to feel it, to be on the receiving end. And after that, I couldn't stop feeling things. Before, guilt, lust, impatience. It had been orchestrated to get close. Now it all just kept tumbling out, and I couldn't keep doing what I was doing. So I left. I fled with the displaced war veterans to Nar Shaddaa. I lost myself there, until the war came to an end. I wanted no more of Jedi, or Dark Jedi, or the Force. I just wanted to be left alone. And then, I met you on Paragus. And I thought maybe she had saved me so that I
So
could help
that's
you.
how you're here?
And if I can't, then I have to try.
So that's how you end up on Paragus? You're right, Anne. There were a lot of things going on in the war that we all both thought we did what we had to do for war. What we thought, what we're doing is the right thing to do. You and I both had our reasons to wanting to be able to go to war, to wanting to be able to enter war, to wanting to be able to do what we thought was right. And it's going to take some time to be able to process all this, but I want you to know, Ayn Rand, I understand why, and I understand and forgive you, and I don't hate you for what you have done, because I am no room of judgment, as you say I am, and I would welcome your help.
I didn't want to tell you any of this, but I had to. Because if something happens, I can't let you think I was doing it for something other than the past.
Then let us stand together as companions, as friends, as brothers in arms against the Sith.
Once, a Jedi showed me the Force. I heard it. I felt it. At the time, there was too much pain to confront it. Because if I did, it meant I would be changed into something else. Now, I'm not afraid of it anymore. And I think that by learning how to use it, I can help protect you. Or at least buy you some time when disaster comes screaming in. I want to learn how to use the Force. I want to learn how to use the Force to help you.
You want to learn to become a Jedi? Then I will train you, and you only need to listen.
What must I do? Is there some ritual, or...
Just close your eyes and... Open your mind and close your eyes. You must learn to feel it around you. Feel its currents, its ebbs. Listen to the echo of your thoughts, your heart, separated from the war, separated from the hatred. think of what you felt when you felt the need to help me, to protect me. And at last, and Jedi, awaken. And you has taken your first steps into becoming a Jedi Son. No, you will grow in ability as you travel with me and learn what I know of the Force. I'm glad that you shared the truth with me, and I promise you won't regret it. And I will honor your truth and honesty and your spirit as you and I stand against the threats of the dark side. Alright folks, I'm going to put a stop to this for now, but we'll be right back after these messages. This has gone Spy, the Spy, sign off for now.